Well, hi everyone. I'm John Ritland, and this is my review of WWE NXT live from an empty performance center. Or taped. I don't know. They were not in front of a live studio audience this week, and probably not going to be for the foreseeable future. And also, TakeOver has been canceled, so the TakeOver matches that were going to happen there are going to happen next week, and then the following week. It's nice that they had access to the performance center, were able to tape a whole bunch of stuff to fill this time, because we don't know when this whole situation is going to subside. We don't have a goddamn clue, but at least WWE, AEW, and wrestling promotions in general have stuff in the tank. They're doing what they can to entertain the fans, and that is great. I hope that every single member of the WWE roster, staff, whatever, can stay safe, stay healthy. Same with you all that are watching, and same with anybody that isn't watching. Not that they would know I'm saying this, but I just hope, let's all get through this, guys. Wrestling is going to get back to where it's in front of crowds. Even if it takes some time, it will get back. So, we have Tom and Byron on commentary, and a lot of dead air with this. Now, I get it. They have no fans there. They can only do so much. And everybody's doing the best they can with the cards are dealt, but the dead air was kind of bothering me, but I do also want to say for the first time in a couple months, NXT beat AEW. AEW was not particularly good this week. And in my opinion, NXT was just a little bit better. But, it's not about a war. It's about whichever one you enjoy. Or if you enjoy both and watch them like I do. So I'd love to know in the comments what you guys have to say. So we have Austin Theory versus Tyler Breeze. Not bad based off the altercation they had a couple weeks ago. We have good action from both of them. Austin being a very good heel. Getting a little cocky, though, at the end. Has the phone out to take some selfies. Gets hit with the beauty shot. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Austin really does have a bright future, a lot of years left, and even Tyler Breeze has got, I'd say, a good 5 to 7 to maybe 10 years, depending on how how long he wants to stay in wrestling. He's still got something left in the tank. It's nice to give him a win. Austin can then come back and win the next two. He could do a 2 out of 3 thing, and it would be good. But, of course, Byron at one point with the replay said Austin Theory was feeling himself too much. Well, Byron, your kink shaming will not be happening here. You can put your kinks out there all you goddamn well want, so have fun with that. We think of Killian Dane versus Tahute Miles. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Miles apparently served in the military 5 years, had a tour of Afghanistan. Easy for me to say. He got in a few shots, but Killian Dane basically squashed him. Hit the Vader Bomb, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a bit of a quick review if you noticed, because while I say the show was a little bit better than Dynamite, there still wasn't a ton of stuff that happened till the very end. The very end is kind of a nice hook. We get Cameron Grimes versus Tony Nese. Match was fine. Grimes is a very good heel, very good worker. He really does know how to grind down on his opponent. Grime down on his opponents. That kind of sounds a little bit wrong. Practice proper hygiene. Don't grime down on your opponents. So Nese does come back, hits some nice moves, as you would expect. Tony Nese is a very talented athlete. Very smooth in the ring, but the cave-in, stomp, 1, 2, 3, and Grimes gets the victory. We then get Aaliyah versus Xia Li. But wait, Xia Li is back there doing her best Nancy Kerrigan impression, holding her knee. Why? I'm sorry. I know it's an angle, and I hope that Xia Li is actually okay, but I just couldn't help but make that reference. But wait a second. Aaliyah's like, well, if Xia Li can't be here, I win by forfeit. And the announcer says, wait, I just got word that another person has been medically cleared. It is Io Shirai. And that is when Aaliyah knew she fucked up. And this was the best use of Aaliyah because Io squashed her. Let's be honest, that's basically all Aaliyah should be used for, is squashing. Sorry, it's not that she's bad. She hit her ceiling by being this. She got beat by Io Shirai, hit the moonsault. Io Shirai could stomp on me, and I would thank her for it. And yes, I have a lot of goddamn issues. Io is a goddamn talented as fuck wrestler and goddamn beautiful. She's great. She's fucking great. Io really is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best women wrestlers in the world, one of the best wrestlers in the world. And she is in the ladder match, by the way, is the number one a qualifier for the number one contenders ladder match. And Dexter Lumis? Dexter Lumis, oh no, the former Sam Shaw, by the way, from TNA, just in case you're wondering. He gets a little piece, and he's like, just weird shadowy stuff and spotlighty, and he's coming. His mustache is coming for everybody. Gross. We then get Keith Lee talking, about the altercation a couple weeks ago with Damian Priest attacking him, and then realizing that Dijakovic did not do that. He owes Dijakovic an apology. And Dijakovic comes down and says, I don't give a damn about your apology. talking about, not being able to get the championship from him and losing to Lee. Said, you took food off my family's table, this kind of stuff. Good stuff. Here comes Priest. Has a hell of a goddamn voice. Talks about just winning the title, not because he really wants the accolades, but it gets him a chance to get more money and more women and more power, and his name will live forever. Priest does have a hell of a goddamn voice for promos, though. This guy could do movie trailers. That's how good he is. And then we get a bit of a brawl between Lee and Priest, and then Dijakovic in jeans. He just dives on anybody. More like Dijakovic. As if I'm waiting for applause from you guys. I'm pretty sure audible groans are happening right after I did that. So we then get Adam Cole on vacation. Says Velveteen Dream must face Bobby Fish next week. And if he does that, maybe he'll get a shot at the NXT Championship. Because we know that the NXT Championship is currently held by Adam Cole, baby, and he's the longest reigning NXT Champion. We then get Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink from Raw. When they were there, they faced Street Profits, I believe. I'm sorry if I forgot about that. It's only a couple days ago, but it's like that's how forgettable some of these shows are. Vink does have some nice size, and no, that's not a euphemism. Burch and Lorcan are very, very good, very hard-hitting. Vink does get tagged in. He does hit a nice throw out of the corner, a Uranagi throw, like Smojo, like Big E does, and others have done like that, but those are two stick out in my mind. And then eventually Burch gets Vink in the crossface. And then Lorcan gets Thorne in a single leg Boston Crab, and we get a double tap out. So, okay, we get that victory right there. And it was smart, good showing, quick. There were 7 matches on this show, and really the only matches that felt like they drug were Austin Theory and Tyler Breeze just a little bit. But I also get why they did it. They wanted to do where Austin was just a little bit too cocky. Now we get to the 6th match. Another qualifier for the contenders ladder match. Candice LeRae versus Kaden Carter. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I really didn't care about this match because it's not that I don't care about these women. Candice is talented. Kaden has a future. I don't know how bright that future is. I think she's very much a project, but I also didn't really care about this. The match was okay. And eventually, Candice does get the Gargano escape on there. We got to give it a different move. Or we got to give it a different name. She's not just Johnny Gargano's wife. She did have a name before she got together with Johnny Gargano and even has a name now, though they are married. I mean, let's kind of maybe separate that. Unless you're going to create a mixed tag team championship and you're going to have them team up and do dueling escapes, I don't really know why you're just referring to it as that. But anyway, I digress on that. We get to tap out. Candice qualifies. Cool. Okay. We then get Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong. It was good wrestling as expected. What else could you expect from these guys? These guys are super talented, very, very good. And they had nice back and forth, Strong with some good moves and some good heel work. Eventually, Matt Riddle would hit the Roderick and 1, 2, 3. And then we get 2 guys suddenly beating up Matt Riddle. And apparently one of them was the inspiration for the $1 Million Arm movie. Now, I'm not as familiar with that, but I had to study up on that. I had to have a couple people kind of give me some familiarity with it, so that's good, and that's really, really. I heard they had signed the guy, but then I didn't hear anything else about it. So I mean, good on him, good on his tag partner, even though I didn't really catch his tag partner's name either. But Malcolm Bivens, who has been on a ton of live events and everything, is finally there. He cuts a promo, says, "Hey, your tag partner, Matt, is halfway across the world. I thought this would be the perfect time to introduce my team," but doesn't introduce them. Doesn't introduce their names. Okay, cool. We get to find out what their names are a little bit later. Maybe we get Dunn versus Riddle at TakeOver. Even though I don't think so, though, because you got the whole travel ban thing going on right now. But maybe a good way to hook it for TV. This was fine. I enjoyed this. Nice way to introduce the team. Malcolm Bivens can definitely talk. And it's nice that they're bringing back managers. Slowly reintroduce managers and get some people over that maybe can't talk or maybe shouldn't talk right away. So, Second Chance Women's Gauntlet next week. It's Dakota Kai, Xia Li, Deonna Purrazzo, Shotzi, Chelsea, no, not Chelsea. A few others. I don't actually remember every single person who was there because I didn't write it down, but I'm guessing Dakota or Shotzi. I'm guessing Dakota will probably win, only so she can face off against Tegan and they can take each other out of the match, which would actually be a pretty good way of doing it. So then we get, we're also getting Lee versus Dijakovic versus Damian Priest for the North American Championship next week. And then we get Triple H, Ciampa, and Gargano. We talk about Triple H being the creator of NXT. It wasn't just him. There were other people. But, you know what? Another story, another rant for another day. We get Gargano and Ciampa there. You know, they can't touch each other. They can't touch each other. Not because of social distancing, but, you know, Triple H doesn't want this to happen. They go over the history. Triple H says this ends now. This ends with the next match. And it's gonna happen in 2 weeks. He's gonna find him an empty building, get him a referee, and then only one's gonna walk out, which is a bit dark given what's going on, and then says, okay, you know, it's like if this starts to go on, both of you are gonna be gone from NXT. One of you is going to walk out, and this ends with that. So, okay, he made that very clear. Cool. Okay, that's the end of the show, except we get a video package, and we get TikTok, and we get Killer Kross. Killer Kross showing up on the Titantron. Killer Kross is coming to NXT. That's great. I got to meet Killer Kross at an indie show last year. Really nice guy. Really scary, tall, scary, good. His style is going to be perfect. He's going to be a great heel, but he can be somebody you could have be a tweener a little bit later. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Killer Kross, even with the uncertainty of all the stuff's going on right now. But that, yes, NXT wasn't all that great, but it ended with a nice hook and everything. There was a few good things here. This at least seemed like a better paced show, though the dead air did mean that it wasn't really that great of an episode, but it was still better than I would have expected. And it just barely beat Dynamite, but I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.